Hey, what's going on, fam? It's your boy Darius, and I'm here today to just kind of motivate, inspire you guys, on various subjects, on various topics, what I'm saying, to just kind of inspire and to just kind of help navigate through life. But today we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about leadership. Now, why are we going to talk about leadership? Well, leadership is a topic and subject that is being spoken about a lot, but there seems to be certain things that, are amiss. There seems to be certain things that, people just don't seem to understand when it comes to leadership. And I'm going to tackle those things today. So the first thing that I want to tackle is that leadership first starts with you. Okay, it first starts with you. I think that what a lot of, people are missing about leadership is that leadership starts with you, and you have to lead from within. You have to lead from within. What does that mean? Leading from within means that you're leading from your authenticity of who you are and the uniqueness of who you are. A lot of people that we know, the greatest problem that we have right now is that, there are a lot of leaders who are not leading with authenticity. They're not being authentic. They're leading from somebody else. They're trying to, imitate and copy, and we could tell when they're not being authentic. You know what I'm saying? Which is why some of them, some leaders we are drawn to and some we're not, but authenticity is what's going to, have a leader to be able to lead with influence and to be able to lead with authority. And when I say authority, not in the sense of, being, dictatorship and brutality and stuff like that. No, authority in the sense of being able to have people be drawn to you, right? Like when you speak with authority. Like when you walk with authority, and that in and of itself, people are drawn to that because they're drawn to the fact that what you are saying has a lot of truth. But you can't be saying something true, but you yourself are not authentic enough to actually be able to walk that thing that you're trying to teach or preach or motivate or inspire, whatever it is that you're doing, right? So we have to understand that. And, understanding that is understanding this. You have a lot of native abilities, a lot of various idiosyncrasies. You have a lot of talents. You have a lot of things that are particular to you. Like you have a set of fingerprints that no one else has. Like, think about that. So we have to be able to understand that there's a level of uniqueness about you that we have to tap into, and that in and of itself will make us to be an authentic leader and be able to lead from within and be able to lead from who we are. I always like to say this saying is that don't focus so much on what you do, but focus on who you are, because what you do will flow from who you are, right? Makes sense? So we have to understand these things, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of past experience that us as people go through. There's a lot of things that we have to try to navigate through and try to understand. And a lot of times when leaders are in certain positions of influence, right, we tend to make decisions based on our past hurt. We tend to make decisions based on our past trauma, and we're not making healthy decisions that's best for the people that we're leading, that's best for the organization, that's best for the ministry or whomever it is that you're leading. And we have to be able to understand that we have to overcome these things so that we are able to lead effectively, because hurt people hurt people. And so when we're leading, we no longer want to operate from that place of hurt. We want to be able to operate from a place of deliverance and being your full self, right? Your unique self. The second thing is leaders cultivate. Leaders cultivate. If you're not cultivating people, if you're not growing them, if you're not, having them to become their best self, their best potential, you're not leading effectively. You're not a leader. you're just instructing people, you're just commanding people. But leaders influence, and in such a way that they make an impact in people's lives. You have to think to yourself, what solution am I going to bring to the problems at hand? That's how leaders have to think. We have to be able to cultivate the environment and the people that is in it. We have to be able to understand that, because if we're not elevating people, we are either stagnating or we're decreasing the growth, right? So the third thing is that positional leadership is not true leadership. You're not a position, okay? And if we trap ourselves to where if we lose the position that we're in, we suddenly lose ourselves, then we actually was not a real leader, because true leaders don't need a position. True leaders actually lead from a place of just having that level of influence, and that level of what I said before, authority and authenticity, that people are drawn to them despite of whether they have position or not. Now, the first step of leadership may be being put into a position, but don't let that dictate your leadership, okay? Because there's a lot of great leaders, right, that didn't have a whole bunch of titles, a whole bunch of positions, right? But they still were able to lead with impact and be transformational. Okay, there's a lot of leaders whom we know in history whom they didn't have all these titles. So you kind of have to ask yourself, you know, if I'm trying to get all these titles and these great positions, you know, is that something to kind of help me feel good about myself because I'm really not doing anything? Oops, I'm sorry. Gotta tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? So we have to be able to understand the difference between being a true leader, you know, a leader of influence, and just being a positional leader where people are following you because they have to, not because they want to. Influential leaders, they have people that are following them and are drawn to them because they want to. There's something there that is, you know, that is igniting in them, you know, something great. So so that's pretty much it. You know, those are the, you know, things that, you know, I wanted to kind of express in terms of the first layer of just what leadership is, and that leadership starts with you. Leadership starts with leading from within, leading from authenticity, leading from, you know, from who you are and, you know, what you were called for and what you were born to do, and bringing in you know, a solution to the problems of the world and to the problems at hand that you are called to. So that's about it. Stay tuned for the, you know, series of videos that I have in terms of leadership, and then from then on we're going to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. So stay tuned. Love you, fam. All right, follow me at jberry_d on Instagram and, you know, stuff like that. So peace.